This is THV 11 News at 6.
A high-impact winter storm is moving into Arkansas this weekend. You can see our THV 11 weather impact alert shows significant snow, sleet, and freezing rain. They're all on the table. Thank you for making us the ones to trust for weather. I'm Brooke Buckner. See how Arkansans are preparing for the event ahead. But first, we're checking in with Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon. He has the latest forecast details. You have been a very busy guy, Tom.
Oh yeah, just today alone. It's been busy, and it's been very busy watching all of the changes that have come about with our forecast modeling. It's not a perfect science, or at least it's not going to be a perfect scenario. We're going to see more changes as we move along, and a lot of the reason because the storm system that's going to be impacting us over the weekend is still out to sea. I'll show you that here in just a few minutes. So the models are trying to get a good handle on what's going to fall, how much is going to fall, and when, of course. Major winter storms expected this weekend in Arkansas. Significant snow, ice accumulations, as well as sleet, and the coldest air of the season is going to follow up. Here's what we have currently. And the only new thing with this winter storm watch is that eastern and southeastern Arkansas have been added through Sunday. The confidence level, cold air, high confidence, precipitation that it's going to be wintry in nature. That's high, but there's still some details to work out. So medium confidence on that. With a shift in the European model more northward, a lot of the heavy snow going northward, and a zone of sleet is becoming more apparent for central Arkansas. Here's what your hour by hour looks like for the rest of the night. Tonight, heading into tomorrow morning, we'll bottom out in the low 30s. Tomorrow's high 48. Call it your last mile day because temperatures will plummet and will incorporate that winter storm as it develops. I'll have more in just a few moments. We'll check in with our high-res modeling as well as the European model and give you kind of an idea as to why things have changed. Brooke, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. He will also be streaming every day as things develop ahead of this weekend. You can catch him on THV 11 Plus at 2:30 with the very latest forecast models, answering some of your biggest questions. Tonight, Arkansas families are preparing days in advance of this developing winter storm. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky hit the stores and the food banks to see how the community is making sure no one goes without.
Brooke, I'm here at Kroger in Maumelle, and as you can see, it's been busy. It's been steady since I've gotten here, but the produce section is not where the action is. I've been keeping an eye on the bread aisle now. That has been steady with lots of folks. I see the water going empty, but don't worry if you go to the store and you don't see bread, milk, or eggs, like the warning that Tom's been telling you to go get all week. The stores are planning to replenish overnight, so don't worry. You can still come tomorrow. There will be plenty, and there's still plenty here. Don't let people get you hyped up or worried on social media. There are plenty of items, and again, if you miss it today, it'll be there tomorrow. Shoppers stocking up.
I have some of everything. I do have the milk, the bread, and the eggs, but I also have I have lots of chicken in here. I mean, you can't see all my produce under here. So, I mean, this was just a full grocery shop, basically.
And store employees racing to keep shelves full.
So we'll have bread, we've got milk coming, so no, that'll be an issue. The issue is just getting to the shelf as quickly as we can.
As a winter storm approaches, grocery stores like Kroger and Maumelle are preparing for the rush of shoppers.
Moved our staffing from Saturday to Thursday and Friday in anticipation of the weather. Really hoping for large quantities of product coming in and really pushing our teams in early to help get the store rebuilt after busy days.
Todd and Lisa live on top of a hill and would rather be prepared.
The surface streets all get cleared, and then our hill will get sanded, but that, not cleared. So, if it snows, that's okay, and four-wheel drive can handle it most of the time. But if it's ice,
don't want to risk that.
Don't want to risk it because there's still too many people parked on the street, and we don't want to risk it.
The Arkansas Food Bank in Little Rock stands ready to help anyone in need. Kate Jenkins with the food bank says they normally push out 60 pallets a day, but they're doubling that with weather coming to make sure everyone has what they need, even though the demand is higher with this storm.
The shutdown affected a lot of families in our service area, and a lot of people are still struggling to catch up. Combine that with January being a tough month for a lot of families, utilities are higher, and then add in the snowpocalypse that is projected to come to us. People can't afford to be missing work. People can't afford the higher utilities that come with snow. So we are doing everything we can to make sure that families are getting continual services from us.
If you do need some food assistance from the food bank, it's not too late. Head to thv11.com for that information. But don't worry, Brooke and Rolly, I will be here getting the chocolate chips for the cookies. I promised the newsroom over the weekend. And Rolly, I know you were eyeing the flowers earlier, so don't worry. I'll come back with flowers just for you, Rolly. Live in Maumelle, Tanya Motorziski, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Tanya. I'm sure Rolly will love those just as much as I do. That is awesome. And for those who need a place to stay, here's a list of warming centers that are opening. There are more in Conway and Benton as well. For more information, head to our website, thv11.com. With the snow sleet line uncertain, RDOT is in read and react mode. THV11's Journey Taylor breaks down how they and other local road crews are preparing 2 days out.
This is a real big first test, the first storm of 26.
Preparation is happening on two fronts as Arkansas braces for the first major winter storm of the year. State crews with RDOT will handle interstates and state highways, while Little Rock Public Works takes care of city streets and neighborhoods. For the state agency, RDOT says they are expecting this storm to hit every part of the state.
And where it doesn't snow, we are looking, unfortunately, at freezing rain and ice and sleet. Sleet may be the best thing of all that we get.
However, here in central Arkansas, Wednesday's rain has delayed pre-treatment, shortening the time window before the storm moves in.
We've not been able to do much pre-treatment with salt brine because of the early morning rain. Got to let it dry out a little bit. So we're not going to start pre-treating here until probably early Thursday morning.
Around 2,700 workers on standby, looking to work 12 hours on and 12 hours off for days straight on our major highways.
But we'll be positioned to go everywhere. You know, we have our strike team, which is 75 of our specialized drivers and operators, and can deal with these sorts of things.
And in Little Rock, Public Works crews are getting ready to take over when it comes to city streets.
So we've mounted all of our equipment. We're going to be running 5 one-ton smaller trucks, and then we have 12 larger dump truck size trucks. They all have plows, they all have spreaders.
The city says its priority will be major snow routes, emergency vehicle access, and eventually neighborhoods.
So a couple of our smaller trucks will be working the police stations, fire stations, and hospital emergency room entrances. The other vehicles are working on what we call our major snow routes.
If you're wondering who to call once crews move into your neighborhood,
Call 311 if they want to. That'll help give us locations.
In Little Rock, I'm Journey Taylor for THV 11 News.
Thank you, Journey, and thank you to those road crews keeping us safe. You'll also want to make sure you're prepared if you get stuck in your car during a winter storm. AAA recommends you pack a car kit. It should include bottled water, food, an ice scraper, gloves, boots, a phone charger, and a flashlight with extra batteries. State regulators revoked the alcohol permit for North Little Rock adult club Peppermint Hippo today, calling the bar an immediate danger to public safety. The ABC director says investigators found a pattern of serious violations, including incidents tied to injuries, deaths, and alleged credit card fraud, now under felony investigation. Club owners said evidence did not get presented accurately and announced plans to appeal. THV 11's Catherine Rowley will have more tonight at 10. Developments in the illegal immigration crackdown keep coming. Today, the head of the Arkansas State Police faced questions on how those laws are being enforced here. THV 11's Carter Thweet breaks down how he responded.
I wanted to ensure, number one, that it was being handled, but it was carefully being handled for the citizens of Arkansas.
State Senator Fred Love, who's also running for governor, attended a subcommittee meeting Wednesday for a committee that he's not on. It's because the topic was of high interest. Director of State Police Mike Hager spoke to lawmakers on ASP's role in enforcing federal immigration laws.
We're not an immigration enforcement agency, so we are in an assisting role only on that.
That means ASP officers can't detain someone because they might be an illegal immigrant. They have to be suspected of another crime first. Lieutenant Colonel Jason Aaron says if they then show up in ICE's system, ASP can detain them, but ICE will have to take it from there.
If it's an illegal immigrant wanted on criminal charges, then ICE would be notified at that time, and it's their decision on whether or not what to do with that person at that point.
These situations aren't common. Since September, state police have notified ICE of a potential illegal immigrant 48 times. That's roughly 1 every 3 days anywhere in the state, which goes along with Hager's statement that Arkansas isn't a priority for ICE.
They assign the resources in the places where it's more of an issue. In Arkansas, the resources that have been dedicated to Arkansas are very minimal. Because I don't think that we have the problem here that we do in a lot of, population hubs around the country.
Hager says while that number is growing, it's still smaller than a lot of other states. Senator Love and Representative Jack Ladyman, who both asked questions during the hearing, say it's an issue they'll continue to follow, albeit from different perspectives.
You need to have trained officers so that you can retain those people because you want to protect your community and you don't want that bad element coming in.
There may be criminals, but not everybody here is a criminal. And I want to make sure that humanity is being observed.
At the Capitol, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. Colonel Hager also stressed that troopers have discretion, and similar to any police officer or deputy giving a ticket for speeding, they can make their own decisions about whether to detain someone or when to notify ICE. There's a new policy changing the way prison inmates receive books. More on the new code and the reasons behind it after the break.
Brooke, I have some good news. Tomorrow, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds with highs close to 50. You want the bad news?
No.
I didn't think you would, but you're going to get it after the break.